I have walked for 2 days with nothing to eat, and I just want bread. She handed me this. A single ear of grain. This is not bread. But she says it will be, and I do not understand how yet. She brought me here, to this field, and she says this is where bread begins. All of this, every stalk, every row, this is what becomes the loaf. And honestly, it does not look that hard.
My back is breaking! I have been bent over for what feels like hours, and these people work twice my speed! Can we eat it now? No. They are laughing at me, and I am covered in cuts.
He says you must wait until the grain is dry enough and ripe enough, or you lose everything. I grabbed one that was not ready, and he looked at me like I had set fire to his roof. Wow. You cut the stalks, then bind them into bundles. I tied mine, lifted it up, and it fell apart. She retied it in 3 seconds without even looking at me. His voice cracking. Can we eat it now? The sky changed. Everyone moved faster, and nobody was laughing anymore. If rain comes before the grain is under cover, months of work rot in one afternoon. I stopped joking. I thought I was helping. I loaded one side too heavy and the cart nearly tipped. He shouted at me, I blamed the cart, and everyone said the cart was fine before I arrived.
The cart was fine!
The cart was fine!
There. Fine.
Inside the barn, we beat the dried grain with wooden flares to knock the kernels free. I found the rhythm. Sorry. Lost it. And nearly struck the farmer standing right beside me.
I am soaked with sweat. My arms feel like wet rope, and nobody in this century needs exercise. Can we eat it now? The farm woman just put another bundle in front of me. That means no. No. It is personally insulted. She tossed the grain into the air, and I shouted. I thought she was throwing the food away. She made me look closer. The wind carries the light chaff off, and the good grain falls straight down. Now we sit and pick out every stone, every bit of dirt, every bad kernel by hand. I said this takes too long. They measured the grain into sacks and watched every handful. Can we eat it now? This grain feeds them for months, pays their rents, and buy what they need. It is not food. It is wealth. We loaded grain onto a cart and headed toward the stream. I heard something ahead, a deep, slow pounding, like a heartbeat in the earth, and water rushing over stone. What is that sound? What is that sound? What is that sound? A watermill. The river turns the great wooden wheel, and inside, wooden gears carry that force to the millstones. The miller showed me with more pride than I have seen in any lord's hall. Oh! I leaned in to see how the grain feeds between the stones, and the miller grabbed me and pulled me back hard. He was furious. He said the machinery does not stop for fingers. Yeah, okay. He is right. The meal came out, and I blew into a handful to see how fine it was. Flour covered me, the miller, the ceiling. Can we eat it now? He looked at me like he was deciding my fate. Sorry. The wheels slowed, the pounding stopped, and the miller ran outside. Then the rhythm changed. Branches had choked the water channel. People were waiting with their grain, and tempers broke.
I went into the stream to help clear the blockage. The cold hit my legs. I slipped on the stones and came up soaked and furious. The farm woman laughed until she slipped in beside me. Are you seeing this?
The blockage broke free, the water surged through, and the wheel turned again. Everyone cheered. I threw my arms around the miller before I saw his face. He did not want to be held. He really does not want to be held. We carried the flour back, and I said, "Now we eat!" The farm woman poured flour into a bowl and said, "Now we make dough." I stared into the camera. There are more steps. Of course there are. You mix flour with water, salt, and a fermented starter that makes the bread rise. I kneaded so hard the dough stuck to both hands like clay. I asked how anyone gets it off. They laughed. Stop, wait, listen. Now the dough must rest and ferment. After the harvesting, threshing, milling, and kneading, we still have to wait. I was outraged. Meanwhile, they built up the fire in the oven. The oven was so hot the air shimmered. They raked the embers, laid the loaves inside with wooden paddles, and mine went in looking like a twisted root. I called it rustic.
Ugly.
Rustic! Rustic! It came out crooked and a little burnt, but it was bread. It came out crooked and a little burnt. I used to think bread was something people just gave you. Now I know. One loaf carries months of work, weather, water, and every hand.